Welcome back to Indio, California, Fantasy Springs Resort and Casino, where we are at tonight. A home away from home for Golden Boy Boxing. I'm Beto Duran, alongside Steve Kim, Doug Fisher, and Joseph Diaz Jr. And of course, we are very active on social media. We're getting upset because we can't tweet as much as we want to, but our crack Ring TV Live staff has it hooked up. Weigh in tonight on Twitter. For those of you who think we'll win tonight's main event, go to twitter.com/goldenboyboxing. Vote now. You can vote throughout the night, but early results are coming back. Let's see what we got.
Oh.
The red and the blue states.
This is reminiscent of 2000, Bush and Gore.
Oh, no hanging chads here.
Yeah.
We're going to get a decision between the Boricua and the Nicaraguan. Rene Alvarado continue to use that. Coming up from Lynn, Massachusetts, there you see him, Rashidi Ellis, outside the Boston suburb. He's coming in ready to make that ring walk. And let's look at the past fights for Rashidi Ellis. He was on the last Canelo card.
Yes, he was at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas on the Canelo Con undercard, and this is him in action against Marco Lopez, who he outpointed over 8 rounds, and I was impressed with him. I was impressed with his reflexes, his speed, the torque on the end of his punches. I was especially impressed because he had been out of the ring for more than a year, and he didn't show a lot of ring rust.
And one note here, he was originally scheduled for the show that takes place at this very same venue on July 30th, as our original main event dropped out with Alfonso Gomez's elbow injury. Rashidi Ellis was given the call and the opportunity to be bumped up on the televised portion of this card. He's fighting at an unnaturally high weight, more of a welterweight. Tonight he's fighting as a junior middleweight, but he takes the opportunity because he was ready to go.
Rashidi Ellis making his way to the ring, trained by Alex Rivera.
And he's in the spirit, literally dancing his way to the ring. Some Puerto Rican music, and he's fought in Puerto Rico and in the Dominican Republic numerous times.
Rashidi Ellis, trained by Boricua Alex Rivera. Ellis sat down with our Ring TV Live crew.
Oh, I felt strong, I felt ready, even though it was short notice, but the thing about me, I'm always in the gym, so it's no big deal. Oh, I started boxing with my older brother because he used to go to the gym. He used to come home and tell me all the things about boxing, and he used to beat me up a little bit. Then I was like, I want to go to the gym, I want to try it. Then, going to the gym, then I just love it ever since. Mayweather, Eldrick Taylor, Roy Jones, Sugar Ray. I think I'm just a mixture of all. Just mix it all in a bunch. I find anybody, it really don't matter. Just watch me, see something great about me. Show you something that everybody don't have. My fans can expect fireworks from this fight because, I'm fighting a good opponent. He got a good record. Because, he's a good opponent, so he's gonna make me fight too, bring the best out of me.
Rashidi Ellis. Eddie Hernandez, David Mendoza, and Fritz Werner. When the bell rings, your referee in charge, encargado del ring, el referee Zach Young. Presentaron primero la esquina azul, con los pantaloncillos multicolores y un peso de 152 libras y medias. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing multicolored trunks, he weighed officially 152.5 pounds. Un veterano de 13 peleas, su récord 12 victorias con 7 ganadas y solamente una derrota. His professional record in 13 bouts, outstanding with 12 victories, just 1 defeat. 7 wins by way of knockout, presentando el Boricua de Bayamón, Puerto Rico, Luis La Roca Hernández. Y su oponente en la esquina roja, con los pantaloncillos azul y negro y un peso de 156 libras y medias. His opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wears blue with black trim. He weighed officially 156 1/2 pounds. Con un récord perfecto de 15 victorias, 0 derrotas y 11 ganadas por nocaut. His professional record stands perfect in 15 bouts, 15 victories, no defeats, 11 wins by way of knockout. Here's the undefeated slugger from Boston, Massachusetts, Speedy Rashidi Ellis.
Chief second, mouthpiece. Chief second and mouthpiece. Get the mouthpiece in, Rashidi. Mouthpiece. Get that mouthpiece in there. Okay, ya hablamos sobre las reglas antes. We already spoke about the rules. These trunks are a little high. Esto un poquito arriba, but you can work from here on up. Yeah, arriba. Okay? No hay nada que decir más. Buena suerte. Good luck.
Zach Young, referee, with the instructions. He's the third man in the ring. Here's the tail of the tape, Doug.
Ellis is 7 years younger. He's 2 inches taller, and he has a slight reach advantage.
Rashidi Ellis, trained by Puerto Ricans Alex Rivera, who know the music scene well. They know Daddy Yankee, Don Omar. And you mentioned that Ellis came into a Puerto Rican song. Well, of course, Doug. He came into Hector Lavoe, a Puerto Rican salsero. Hacha y machete. You asked Doug, you shall receive song entrances. Speedy Ellis in the blue and yellow. Fighter from Lynn, Massachusetts. He's 15-0, 11 KOs, 23 years old. His brother Ronald is 12-0. His sister Rashida, amateur boxer. Rashidi Ellis, second time he's fighting under the Golden Boy Promotions banner. Was signed after he had an impressive camp as a sparring partner for Canelo Alvarez. Canelo and his crew really liked him, told Golden Boy about him. He helped Canelo spar for the Miguel Cotto fight in November and also for the Mir Khan fight in May. Speedy Rashidi Ellis, of course, the name Speedy. You're going to see him. He is fast and he's quick with those hands.
And it's not just hand speed, but he also has a flashy showman-type style. Those trunks. How do you describe those trunks? Camacho-esque?
Yeah, it's very Chop Chop Corley.
Chop Chop Corley, Sean Bay Mitchell.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mitchell used to get away with it. When you wear trunks like that, you got to be fast. You got to be flashy. And he was talking about, during that interview segment, some of his role models in boxing, the boxers that he looks up to, and it's guys like Meldrick Taylor, Sugar Ray Leonard, Floyd Mayweather. So that's setting the bar very high, and you got to be fast, you got to be flashy, but there's got to be some substance behind that flash.
Come into the ring with sequence, you better put on a show.
Exactly.
Especially on Ring TV Live. Bethel Duran, Doug Fisher, Steve Kim, and Joseph Diaz Jr. from Indio, California. Opening round is scheduled for 8. You mentioned the open. Ellis is supposed to fight here on the 30th. Pablo Cano and Alfonso Gomez fight was scrapped, so they moved up Ellis, who said no problem. He feels in great shape. He's fighting a little bit heavier, but he said no problem with it. And I remember, Steve, you were talking about him more of as a welterweight, huh?
Yeah, he really is. You know, I asked his handlers early on in the hotel if this would affect him. They said no. He actually fought a little bit at 160 as an amateur. You know, sometimes actually fighting at a higher weight, if you're not facing a King Kong or Godzilla, just the fact you don't have to cut weight will actually make the fight a little bit easier. And you look at the size of his legs, guys.
Yeah, they're thick.
He's got good pins underneath him.
Luis La Roca Hernandez, The Rock from Rio Piedras, Puerto Rico. He's 31. He's got the black and pink trunks. Only one loss on his record. That was to Eddie Gomez, Golden Boy fighter. That was back in 2012, and he took a long break between fights. He didn't come back to the ring until 2016. Didn't really want to talk about why he didn't.
Interesting. You just wonder if 2 fights in 5 rounds is enough to knock off the kind of rust that a fighter's going to accumulate over 4 years out of boxing.
Golden Boy matchmaker Roberto Diaz sat down with the Ring TV Live crew.
This will be Rashidi's second fight under the Golden Boy banner. He debuted under the Canelo Alvarez Amir Khan. been out of the ring for quite some time, already in a couple camps with Canelo, so he's learned a lot. I'm excited to present Rashidi to Sugar Ray Leonard. I think Sugar Ray is gonna like Rashidi because he has, not saying he's, you know, a Sugar Ray Leonard, because obviously that's a Hall of Famer, one of my favorite fighters of all time. But Rashidi's a very fast, technical, sound fighter who hits and doesn't get hit. Luis Hernandez, La Roca, tough, strong, aggressive. Fought for us in the past against Eddie Gomez, went the distance. So it's gonna be fun to have, you know, Hernandez come at him and Rashidi make a miss and counter him all night and hopefully get the stoppage. But if not, like I told the team, right now the rounds, since he hasn't been as active, the rounds are important. Put those in the bank for future fights.
Joseph Diaz Jr. is the fourth man of our crew. He fights here on the 30th. Make sure you get your tickets. Jojo, what's it like fighting in an environment like Fantasy Springs?
Oh man, it's a very great environment. The atmosphere is phenomenal. These fans are really great. They always come out and show the support for the fight fans, and I just can't wait to enter the ring and fight once again here at the Fantasy Springs July 30th and showcase my skills.
It's a little bit different though, because you're at a casino. You fought in Vegas at a casino, but this is a different kind of casino, right? Because as soon as you're done, you walk through the crowd.
Yeah, like right after you're done, you get to walk to the crowd and take pictures with all the people, and they're all happy to see you, and they're saying that you fought very well. So it's always good to, you know, communicate with the fans right after the fight. And
but in other words, you better win and put on a show.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
If you don't, they're gonna let you know, right?
Yeah, then they're gonna start booing you and throwing water balls at you.
Oh, you don't know. Ain't nobody throwing nothing at Jojo Diaz. He fights to the 30th. But when you are here at the hotel, it's different, right? Because it's a smaller venue, so everybody knows you, right?
Yeah, it's a smaller venue, and you can hear everything. You can hear everything, and you can hear all the people cheering you on, and people that are booing, and all the negativity and all the positivity
you hear
as
that?
well. So yeah, you can hear everything, man. Especially when you're walking into the arena, because it's a small arena, but it's a great venue. So you can hear everything that's going on.
Do you hear the announcers?
Yeah, I can hear you guys too. So you guys better be talking good to me July 30th.
Well, do something about it then. You do put on a show, we'll put on a show. And right now, Rashidi Ellis is coming out, and he's letting his hands go a bit. Body work against Luis Gustavo Hernandez. Gustavo is the middle name on the back of his trunks. Hernandez had a 4-year break after 2012, came back to the ring June 11th this year, a 4-round decision in the Dominican Republic. Then the week after, he knocked out John Batista in the first round.
Looking pretty good for a guy with that long of a layoff. Obviously getting back in the gym, having 2 fights under his belt helps. He's not cutting the ring off like Golovkin-esque style, but he is getting close enough to tag Rashidi here and there. But it was Rashidi who's in control of this fight. From a distance, he can punch on the fly, and when he's in close, he just beats Hernandez to the punch.
Well, I think halfway through round number 2, Ellis is starting to really punch with his front foot now. He's actually starting to sit down and really grind to the body of Hernandez. We know he's very flashy. That's the one thing we got to see about Speedy, is when the fights get a little bit tougher, how will he hold up from a physical standpoint? Just how durable is he?
Rashidi Ellis with the distance. May 7th against Marco Lopez. Other fighter, Lopez, a tough Mexican fighter who really wasn't trying to engage at all, was more of a survival mode. Ellis got the rounds, 8 rounds. Make sure you send us your tweets using Ring TV Live. Just like Jose Vitela, who's watching at home. Agradecido, Jose, por mirándonos esta noche. And Rashidi Ellis looking good through 2.
All right? How you feel? All right. Not in the head. Deep breath. This is gonna blow you out. It's not gonna happen, okay? He didn't like that body shot. The minute he don't like the body shot, you touch him there again, bro, and it's over. You gotta touch him with something all the time. Touch him with something all the time, even if he's soft. But don't get that shot to the body. Don't get no loss in the head. He says like keep touching his body, put the jab in the body.
Rashidi misses with a right cross that he loaded up with. Comes back with a jab, 1-2 combo. Little feint move there. Not landing flush punches here, but he's still forcing Hernandez into a shell, and he actually did pierce the guard with that left uppercut and also landed with his left to the body.
Make sure to go Golden Boy Boxing's Twitter and weigh in on the poll question for tonight's main event. Who will win, Velez or Alvarado, the Boricua or Nicaraguense? Or use the hashtag #RingTVLive. And we actually got some questions coming in. Uh-oh, this is for Steve Kim's News and Notes.
Okay, the question is, when will the UK know about the venue for Canelo Smith so we can book flights and hotels? I'm going to quote the great Jimmy Johnson. I'm going to give a little hint here. I had the official announcement. It's going to be Monday. All I could say is, how about them Cowboys?
What does that mean?
Jerry's World.
That's a football team
mean?
in Dallas, American football team. That's all I'm going to say. But official announcement will be made Monday morning, I'm told.
There you go, Steve Kim.
Hey, by the way,
Notes.
who shot JR? Again, no more hints. No more hints.
Remember, Steve, we're online. Our audience is very young. There's no who shot JR references.
You know, that's true.
That's a good point.
Jeez. How's Dirk Nowitzki doing?
There it is. How's Rashidi Ellis doing right now? He is looking good. Make sure you use that hashtag #RingTV. And Texas is where Steve Rosal lives. In Houston, he's watching tonight. Appreciate Steve as always. The Martinez clan in Anaheim watching. Judy, Sonia, the baby. Servite High School represented there. Rashidi Ellis, trained by Alex Rivera and Edwin Diaz. Rivera actually owns a boxing gym. There you see at the bottom of the trunks, the RBB for Speedy. That's the initials of the boxing gym in Lynn, where they bring kids off the streets, kids that are troublemakers or kids looking for somewhere to go, keep them off the streets, and that's how Ellis got in there. And Ellis is just looking good. The pro coming out of there, out of that RBB camp. Great job as the foundation. He said considers himself a role model for the kids in that neighborhood, in that city. Smacking him with that left hand, or right from Ellis.
Yeah, Ellis is loading up more, but he's finding that Hernandez can take a really good shot. Hernandez has never been stopped, and I think this is the kind of fight that Hernandez wants. He wants Ellis to plant his feet and exchange with him.
The weigh-in, Hernandez very animated, was on that scale, posed quickly, ran out of there quickly, didn't feel like talking to anybody. I don't blame him. I'm trying to make weight, eat as much as possible.
He's still being beat to the punch, even when Ellis is in retreat, even when Ellis is moving. But Hernandez, who makes use of his head, when they're in close, he will intentionally lean forward to bump heads. And that's something that referee Zach Young is going to have to keep an eye on, and that's also something that Ellis is going to have to keep an eye on.
So showmanship here from the Boricua. Good action here to end of that. Come on, he's saying. Well, here it is. And we're done with 3.
These guys are standing in range and trading shots. They both traded hooks. Ellis is the busier fighter, though, consistently beating Hernandez to the punch with 1-2 combinations. Hernandez connects to the body, however. Nice left to the body from Rashidi Ellis. The more Ellis stands in the pocket, the more competitive this fight is.
Fabian 562 watching on your Roku. You're watching Rashidi Ellis in the blue and Luis La Roca Hernandez in the black. Roca starting to speak more, asking for more. And Rashidi Ellis looks different in this fight, Doug, than he did when we saw him in May. In May, he was more plotty, more workmanlike. Here, he's looks crisper.
Yeah.
Looks more animated.
Yeah, definitely more animated.
This is the guy that a lot of people were telling us about. He could put on a show, that he can look good.
Well, Beto, I think a lot of that has to do with the dance partner. Here tonight against Hernandez, he has a guy that's actually trying to put a little pressure on him. And that's the interesting thing about boxing. When a guy tries not to win in this particular sport, they could actually make it very difficult for the opponent. Now, here's one thing about Hernandez. He's very willing.
Oh, and down goes Ellis. He got caught with the left, and Hernandez is barking at him across from the ring. First time in his career that Rashidi Ellis has been on the canvas, and the Puerto Rican is jumping on him.
Hernandez is throwing with bad intentions. There's a lot of leverage behind these shots. Ellis, and Ellis is going to have to hold, but he's got to watch that forehead. Hernandez has been using it as a weapon for the last 2 rounds.
Ellis's eyes are huge right now.
Oh, he doesn't have his legs back yet.
Well, Speedy better get on his 10 speed. He is basically buzzed and almost out on his feet.
He's looking all over the ring right now is Rashidi Ellis, who's down for the first time in his career. Minute 30 to go in the round. Luis Hernandez has 7 KOs in his career. He's 12-1. He's got some power behind us, Ellis just found out.
Well, he's coming off of a KO victory win, so he came into this fight believing in his power, obviously believing in his chin, and he was smart. He was able to goad Ellis into a catch and trade kind of fight, and not a stick and move type of fight.
Ellis in this round came in with his hands down, very showman-like, putting on a show, a little bit too cocky to start this round.
Well, he wanted to taunt Hernandez back, but you know what? When you taunt, keep your hands up.
31-year-old Hernandez showing some veteran savviness, dropping the 23-year-old Ellis.
And as I said at the start of this round, the more Ellis stays in the pocket, stands and tries to trade with Hernandez, the more competitive a fight we're going to be treated to.
They're willing to exchange. Hernandez, the Boricua, in the black and pink.
I'm impressed with the pressure from Hernandez, the follow-up that he's trying to impose on Ellis, and I'm impressed with Ellis's ability to survive and even fight back before the end of the round.
Final seconds of the round is scheduled for 8 between Rashidi Ellis and Luis Hernandez. That'll do it. Good round for the Boricua.
That boy hands down and hit him. Grab his head. Let's move. Let's fucking touch him and move.
No, yes, okay. Okay.
Are you Rashidi, all right?
Yeah.
You're both coming with the head. I'm going to tell you what happened. You throw it too high. You got to bend your knees in there.
Yeah.
Come on, baby. Don't take those shots. Come on, man.
Go hit it.
Come on. Don't take those fucking shots. Bend your knees. All right?
Okay.
And here's that knockdown happen in the round.
Ellis lands a right hand. He's covered up at the moment. So yeah, it was a left, right, left hook combination that put Ellis down. He went to the body and then to the head, and he caught Ellis as Ellis was loading up with his own hook.
And in the corner of the Puerto Rican Hernandez, there was no instruction. They were trying to talk to him. Hernandez, as the DJ in the arena, DJ Ray said his name, he let out his own woo with it. They smacked him and said, pay attention, keep your hands up in this fight. And he told the corner in Spanish, lo tengo, means I have him.
Well, Beto, I think the instructions are very simple. I think there are times when fighters understand what they have to do better than any corner. I think it's just going to have to be steady pressure. And obviously the hand speed advantage goes to Ellis, but you saw what happened in that exchange with the knockdown. He's going to have to punch with Ellis and punch in between them, which is precisely what happened with that left hook.
Yeah, Don Jose Vitela le gustó el knockdown del Boricua. Good tweet from him. Also, Linus, I know you're liking this one in Philadelphia. With that knockdown after 4, how do you have it, Doug?
I have 3 rounds to 1 for Ellis, but because of the knockdown, it's just a 1-point fight, 38-37 for Rashidi Ellis.
And I have it exactly the same way. I thought the first 3 rounds were very clear for Ellis, but Mr. Hernandez has got himself right back into the fight with a big 4th round, 38-37 Ellis.
The thing is, Steve, in the 3rd round, Hernandez began to get closer. I made note that the 3rd round was competitive. And it was competitive because of a tactical choice from Ellis. He decided and he was going to plant his feet more. He wasn't going to punch on the fly. I think Ellis relished the fact that he was in with an opponent who was actually fighting him back and not just trying to survive. But he found out that Hernandez can not only take a punch, he can deliver a punch.
Fourth member of our crew, Joseph Diaz Jr., is used to knocking people down in fantasy. Jojo, when you knock somebody down here in the arena and it gets loud, what do you do?
You know what? I just try to keep my composure and stick to the game plan. The crowd gets rowdy and you want to go and try to go for the kill, but you still got to stick to the game plan, pick your shots, and land effective shots to get them out of there.
What about when you knock him down early in the round? Like, the natural instinct is just to go after him. How do you stay composed?
You know what? You got to see if the fighter's like really hurt. If the fighter's really hurt, then that's when you go after him and you finish him. But you can tell if a fighter's really hurt by the wobbliness of their legs and the jitteriness of their body.
And it looks like Rashidi Ellis got his legs back here in the 5th round. He went down in the 4th from a left from Hernandez. Two fighters, a lot of energy. And remember, Hernandez has 4.5 rounds in the last 4 years. So maybe he's working himself in there. Like you mentioned it, Doug, in the 3rd, he was coming back with more aggressiveness. He's got that lather going now.
Yeah, he's fighting himself into shape, as the old-timers say.
Final seconds of the round. It's scheduled for 8, and what was supposed to be a matchup for Rashidi Ellis where he should have controlled. Here now in a battle with Hernandez.
Los cinturones aquí se hacen a un lado. Hay que pelear por honor y por gloria nada más.
Liam's a talent, he'll fight anyone. And we're going to make a big fight for him in the autumn. I think it's the biggest name in that division, and I will make sure it happens. And I believe by the end of the year, he will be the best.
Shots landed by Orozco, the 28-year-old. And Acosta is just taking a deep breath. Drop with the left by Orozco, and it is over. A first-round stoppage for Antonio Relentless Orozco.
Jojo Diaz Jr.
Back in the Fancy Springs Resort and Casino, 6th round of action. Rashidi Ellis, Lynn, Massachusetts in the blue trunks. He's undefeated, 15-0 with 11 KOs. Luis La Roca Hernandez, Rio Piedras, Puerto Rico, 12-1 with 7 KOs.
Ellis looks like he's back into his groove, back into that stick and move groove that he had in the first 2 rounds.
That's talking from Hernandez now. He was barking up the earlier rounds.
He needs a jab as he tries to close that distance. Sometimes he has it, sometimes he doesn't. But he also strikes me as one of those fighters where he won't let his hands go if his opponent isn't directly in front of him.
Ellis has fought 5 times in Puerto Rico, 3 times in Dominican. First time he's fighting in California. He's used to Southern California, was at the Canelo camp in San Diego County twice. The corner of Hernandez telling him you're not throwing. You're right.
Exactly. He can do some damage. Right now, when he gets Ellis against the ropes, he's got some nice combinations. He just walked in to a 3 or 4 punch combination from Ellis. That was Ellis living up to his nickname. That was so quick.
Now the question, Steve, conditioning factor. Hernandez has gone 4 rounds in June. He went 1 round a week later on the 18th, but before that, 4 years of inactivity. We're here in the 6th.
Yeah, and you know, if you take a look at Rashidi Ellis in 2014, he fought 10 times, only had 1 bout in 2015. Such things as the hurricane, actually Mother Nature got in the way of some of his fights for last year. But you know, one thing I do notice about Ellis, especially this round, he's more more stationary. There are opportunities here for Hernandez to let his hands go and really do some work. Right there, he needs to get his hands moving when he gets chest to chest with Ellis.
I agree, and earlier in this fight when he was that close, he would like drop a left uppercut and left hook combination. He would work the body a little bit. He's not able to do that, or he's not willing to do that right now. That was a nice right cross from Hernandez. Oh, boy, but right now Hernandez is literally walking into 1-2 combinations from Ellis.
Trying to land a big shot of his own. Hit pay dirt in the fourth. That was it. Rashidi Ellis getting his legs back underneath him. Good combination flirty in the round from Ellis.
Careful after the bell. 2 rounds, okay? How you feel? How you feel? He's good, he's good. 2 rounds, Chitty. How you feel? We got 2 rounds, baby. He's good, he's good. 2 rounds. That's 2 fucking rounds. I just need you to keep your hands open. Don't give him a chance to fucking try to hit you. You know what I mean? Keep first. Keep first. When you're first. When you're first. What do I say all the time? When you first, you're second.
Hernandez walking into 2 and 3 punch combinations. There's a right uppercut landed by Ellis. Left, right combinations landed by Ellis, punctuated by a left hook. Ellis was definitely in his groove in round 6.
7th round of action, scheduled for 8. And Rashidi Ellis and Luis Hernandez, Beto Duran, Doug Fisher, Steve Kim, and Joseph Diaz Jr. here ringside in Indio, California. Thanks for watching on Ring TV Live. Make sure you send us your tweets. Use that hashtag Ring TV Live, as Cheap Seats Boxing has done. And yes, I know you know about JR. Rashidi Ellis went down in the 4th. Looks like he's back in control here. And the fight, undefeated, 15-0 with 11 KOs.
As Rashidi Ellis moves up the ladder, guys, I get the sense that his knockout percentage at this point is a little bit overrated, probably more a byproduct of very favorable matchmaking. I get the sense, fast-handed guy, we see the hand speed and the quickness, doesn't really have power. And I think this is what his fights are going to look like as he moves up the rankings. He's going to have to set a quick pace early and really box from the perimeter of the rim. You don't see him with a lot of power that's able to really dissuade Hernandez on a consistent basis.
One thing about Ellis, one edge he's going to have over a lot of opponents is he is very active. Yeah. There's a high volume to his punching. Going to outwork a lot of guys. When you have speed and that kind of volume, you can outspeed and work your opponent. It's very hard for you to be outpointed.
Yeah, and in all fairness, as he gets hit with a good body shot there from Hernandez, having a pretty good moment now, starting to close the distance. He is fighting at 157 pounds, essentially. He really is going to settle in. So he's fighting at about 7 to 10 pounds above his optimal weight.
Yeah, and I have a feeling that Hernandez put on a lot of weight from the weigh-in.
Yeah, he ran out of that weigh-in quick. I was like,
right to the buffet.
And he was gone. He looked like Speedy getting out of that weigh-in. Speedy Ellis, some of that speed has diminished here as the rounds progressed.
Nice lead right hands from Ellis.
And right there, I don't know if you heard that in Spanish, Hernandez's corner, we're sitting right next to him, just yelled at him, you're losing this fight because you're only looking for one punch.
That's an honest cornerman. That's an honest trainer.
I don't know if he was yelling at him or he was trying to use Steve Kim's microphone. We only have 4 people on the broadcast tonight. He is looking for that. He's looking for that one haymaker.
He needs to work. When he's inside, he shouldn't be looking for one big shot to the head. He should be looking to work his way up from the bottom up to the top. Work the body with both hands and then bring it up. That's how we got that knockdown. He went to the body with both hands and then switched to the head with a 1-2 combination, and he clipped Ellis as Ellis was loading up with his own shot.
Good shot from Ellis. Little flurry at the end of the round. We go to the 8th.
rest in peace shout out
He's fucking
to the
numb.
homie
He's numb right now.
Bobby
Pero ese juego es bueno.
from Lighter Shade of Brown. The other Lighter Shade of Brown passed away.
Está medio chocadito ya.
But we're right here celebrating his life.
Vamos al oíste.
Fantasy Springs Resort Casino, Golden Boy Boxing.
Last round, we're touching gloves. I told him, he comes to his head like that, so take a point. They're both leaning on each other, but he can't come.
Hernandez had his moments in the previous round, in round 7. Landing some shots to the head. In hot pursuit of Ellis. Ellis continually outspeeds him and outworks him. This is right at the end of round 7. Nice little exchange from both guys.
8th and final round between Rashidi Ellis and Luis Hernandez. Hernandez dropped Ellis in the 4th round. After that, Ellis able to get back in control of this fight. Ellis undefeated, 15-0. Hernandez 12-1, 8th round. First time in his career that Hernandez has gone to the 8th round. Ellis listening to the instructions from his corner, his trainer, Alex Rivera, telling him you need to pick it up, throw the punches.
Needs to pick his hands up right now.
Yeah, so got him in trouble in the 4th. At the Fantasy Springs Resort and Casino.
This has gone from being a showcase fight to a test for Rashidi Ellis. And he's passed it. I mean, you never know how a fighter is going to react to being knocked down or hurt in a fight until it actually happens. And Ellis has shown us, and he's shown himself, more importantly, that he can deal with it.
The co-feature next up, the main event, Jason Velez, Rene Alvarado. A little flurry from Ellis. Hernandez staying right there. Rio Piedras is where he's from.
That's where Hernandez is from?
Yes.
He is a rock.
La Roca is his name.
Yeah, he's aptly nicknamed, just like Speedy is. He can take a shot. In fact, he could take a lot of shots because he's done so in this fight. Hernandez should have been working right there, not just laying on him. Should have been working that body.
It will be interesting to see again when Ellis starts to face a sharper, better fighter, a higher caliber, higher grade of opponent. How will he react to constant pressure? Because I get the sense the days of him knocking guys over early on in fights is probably over as he starts to get to the 10-round stage of his career.
Second time that Rashidi Ellis has gone to the 8th round. Right hand from Ellis.
I like that Ellis is trying to close the show here. He knows that he's got a lead. He has to understand that he's winning this fight. He could even give this round away if he wanted to, but he's not playing it safe.
Finish strong.
He's giving us effort, and that's important.
And he's doing this in front of the Golden Boy matchmakers and executives who were watching who signed him last year. You only get a certain amount of fights under the promotional banner. You got to produce.
He's doing it in front of one of his heroes, Sugar Ray Leonard.
Yes, he is. Final seconds of the fight. Roll the push down from Hernandez, and that'll do it. They go the distance. Rashidi Ellis, knockdown in the 4th, comes back to control the fight. We'll be back with the decision from the judges. You're watching Ring TV live from Indio, California.
Los cinturones aquí se hacen a un lado. Hay que pelear por honor y por gloria nada más.
Liam's a talent, he'll fight anyone. And we're going to make a big fight for him in the autumn. I think it's the biggest name in that division, and I will make sure it happens. And I believe by the end of the year, he will be the best.
Body shots landed by Orozco, a 28-year-old. And of course, they can take a deep breath. Drop with the left by Orozco, and it is over. A first-round stoppage for Antonio Relentless Orozco.
A representative came to my school talking about the different programs, and information security was one. Family, friends, but the best part about graduation day was when I got to announce to my family that I had gotten the job. For some, school is a backup plan, but for me, it was the only plan. And I ended up choosing ITT Tech over other four-year institutions.
Scholarships and financial aid are available for students who qualify. Call 800-227-2162. That's 800-227-2162.
Fine fans, after 8 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Y todos de los señores anotaron el mismo 78, 73. All three have it 78, 73. El ganador por decisión unánime, your winner by unanimous decision, and still undefeated, Speedy Rashidi Ellis.
From Lynn, Massachusetts, he stays undefeated. Speedy Rashidi Ellis survives a 4th down knockdown to get the victory. How'd you have it, Doug?
I had it just like the official judges, which means the only round they scored for Hernandez was round 4, which was a 10-8 round.
As did I, Doug. 78-73. I thought it was an easy call, and I think Rashidi Ellis and his management realized one thing. They certainly are much more of a welterweight than junior middleweight, and you wonder as you look ahead, take a look at some of the good young welterweights in the world. Errol Spence, I think, unanimously is considered the best young 47-pounder. Another kid that I like fights tomorrow actually in Lancaster, California. Igis Kavalishkis, the Mean Machine. Then you have Konstantin Pomaranov. Based on tonight, you wonder, where does Rashidi Ellis fit in?
That was a good co-main event. The main event, of course, coming up. Jason Velez against Rene Alvarado. Our Twitter poll has been hot all night long. Let's see how they have it. The precincts are reporting. Alvarado, Nicaragua coming strong.
That's a bit of a surprise.
They've seen him here a lot at Fantasy Springs. Jason Velez coming off a loss to Joseph Diaz. And you can still continue to go there. Golden Boy Boxing Twitter will get those results going up until the first punch is thrown. And that's coming up next for our main event. Rashidi Ellis is making his way over towards our desk here in the blue corner. And we're going to be joined by the native of Lynn, Massachusetts. There you go, Rashidi. There you go. Take a breath. I'll ask a question.
Yeah.
Breathe a little bit.
I'm good. I'm good.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, I'm going to come strong. What happened in that 4th round?
I don't know. He just coming with a lucky one. You know, that happens in boxing. But, you know, I had to come back strong.
How did you able to recuperate in that round?
I just say, figure it is what it is. Like,
yeah,
it's me and him.
It happened early enough in the round where if you weren't able to regain your bearings or survive or fight back, then most people would have thought he had enough time to stop you.
Yeah.
But how soon were you able to collect your own wits and realize, I'm going to get out of this round and I'm going to get back to the game plan?
I know. It was like a good 10 seconds. I ain't going to lie. He caught me with a good one. You know, my legs felt a little wobble, but, you know, I got right back. You know, just boxed a little bit and then I came right back.
This weight, how did you feel at it? It's not your natural weight.
This ain't my weight class at all. Nah, I felt heavy in there, you know, but no excuses, you know.
How heavy did he feel, though? Did you feel his weight? He looked heavier than you. Did you feel his weight or his physical strength when he was on top of you?
I look good right
there.
You look good right there. Here's early on in the fight, some highlights. What do you see right here from yourself, Rashidi?
Oh, I was picking my head up. Nah, okay. That's what you coming with?
Nah, it's just a montage of everything. So whatever you see, go for it.
Ooh.
That's the one.
Yeah, he caught me.
Here's another angle
But
of it.
I can see I lift my head up. I picked up with the hook. Yep, right there. Motherfucker. So you see my language.
No, we know those words.
You're excusing this. Yeah, I'm sure that's exactly what you were thinking.
Yeah. But yeah,
but you came back and you fought hard.
Yeah.
When you come back, when you have to go through that adversity, How deep do you have to dig to get this control of this fight back?
Well, this is my first time, but I had to dig deep. I had to just suck it up. It is what it is, like I said.
How much did sparring against Canelo for 2 camps prepare you for this?
Oh, truthfully, that was like the last time I really sparred. But,
oh, really?
Yeah, but I sparred a little bit. I sparred only like once or twice, but I still did good.
Rashidi Ellis, Lynn, Massachusetts, right?
Yeah, Lynn.
I know they claim Boston. You had that Celtics hat on, but Lynn, Massachusetts. There's that camera. Send your shout-outs, man.
Oh, where that? Oh, the little one right here?
Yeah, it's the little one.
Yeah, just follow me at Rashidi Ellis.
There it is, RBB Boxing out of the Lynn, Massachusetts. We'll be back with more on Ring TV Live. Actually, no. We're coming back with the main event. Rashidi, go to the commission. They're coming to get you, boy.
Hey, congratulations again.